For Rebecca for a past life. So we're going to go in to do this. Rebecca. One second, honey. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. I'm running out of table space, guys. It's just ridiculous. Okay. So I've got these two for the tops, and then we'll see what's going on here for the next, for what's going on. But let's see. All right. So Rebecca for past life. That one wants to come. This one wants to come. I'm getting something about the wayfarer, the traveler, the voyager, that kind of energy coming through just right off these cards. We've got this one, and this one. And the loud song coming through is Wayfaring Strangers coming through. And we've got the shepherd, the tailor, and the guide, and all of these seem to be related to you. These are not showing anything else about somebody else. It is showing you. What's going on with this? What are you bringing through here? Okay. All right, we're going to go in. We're going to go in and see what's going on. Okay, let's get ready to snoop. Daughter of a merchant. Daughter of a merchant with money coming in, having the needlecraft skills. There's something about needlecraft skills that's coming in as female, is coming in very strong. This card is just like going all over the place. Boom, 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 as fast as it can. And this is how when the cards are in past life mode, they aren't reading like regular tarot cards. What's going on is the daughter of the merchant. You have your skills. There's needlecraft skills. There's something about, this was really strongly emphasized, and you took it to next level and you left home. Now, what's going on with this? It's like you took your kit and traveled. I'm not sure what this is about. Here it is. Here's you. I do see a marriage coming. This is parents. This is a marriage coming through for you. This is showing the marriage that it was pretty happy overall, but you were very independent. It feels like whatever your talent, your gift was in that life was to do with needlework, to do with mending, to do with sewing. It very much is emphasizing this tailor, this mending, this sewing kit back here as you travel. I don't think that your husband's work was as secure as yours. I don't think your husband's job and task was as secure as yours. It's something about the way you traveled. We're seeing something about cutting. What is this going on? It feels like there's an end in a family line of something here, and I need to find out a little bit more on that. What's going on? Okay. Yeah. It looks like your husband did things that were more like rural, more agriculture, those kinds of things. Feels like the end of the family line that's coming through is your parents wanting you to do something else, to marry up or marry in station. They wanted a contract and a social arrangement that was climbing, and you weren't going for that. This feels like also that this is where the husband's energy comes in. This is why you traveled so much. You went where there was growth, where there was farming, growth, agriculture type things. This is what your husband's skill set was about. He knew how to plan, plot, do things, different things. As far as, I don't know what the word is for it, but it's like he knows the soil. He knows what's going on with the soil. It'd be like if there was a cartographer, instead of making the maps of the land, he would know how to read the soil, know what was coming up good with the soil, and also know how to direct different people on their farms. He was like an advisor, consultant to different farmers, and he would go through and people trusted what he was saying regarding the farms, and you made a good living mending, doing mending clothes. So you would see all the work that need to be done, and there was something that was signature about what you would do. Okay, now let's see what's coming up on the other side. Crofting, I don't know. I don't know, possibly. I don't know what crofting really is. I just know I don't know the word to describe it, but it's somebody that could see the lay of the land, see what's going on, read what's coming up from the earth and say, yeah, this is a good field. This is where you're wanting to plant. This is what you're wanting to do. And they would go and they would be somebody that the farmers of the time would trust that. So, okay, back to hers. There's a time where travel comes into play. There's a time where travel comes into play in a big, big way. And this is, it's all travel through here. It's all travel through here. Travel, travel, travel. And then wanting things to be a little bit more established, but travel's coming into play where you're leaving your homeland. Whenever I see boats in these, it's typically about leaving the homeland, sometimes crossing the oceans. It doesn't feel like it's a huge ocean. It feels like it's a country thing. So we're not talking like England to America. We're talking more of a distance of like Crete to Italy or England to Spain, that kind of short over the water distance. It's not huge as you might think. It's something that has to be done, but leaving the homeland for a long period of time. There's your sun coming up right there. Why are you leaving? It looks like that there's the Emperor coming up in this one is interfering in kind of a weird way. It feels like you guys are leaving the land because you don't want your son recruited for something. Now, sometimes that'll come up if there's a temporary small feud breaking out, maybe not as big as a war, but you don't want him swept up by this group that's just battle, battle, battle. And this is something that came up over here too. This is something that's ending that way. Now let's see what else is going on. There's something about the people with the finery. What's coming up with that? Your reputation precedes you, and the people with the finery has come up again. People with the finery is coming up again. Something about your reputation preceding you. Just because in modern times we know designers and tailors and blah, 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 and people doing really excellent work now doesn't mean that people didn't have your reputations of excellent work then. And it feels like the way you did your stitching, your crafting, your sewing, this was what came through as the gift. You would tailor, style, customize, and really accent whatever was coming through. Your husband would act more like advisor as far as the farmlands. You weren't a highfalutin type of a couple, but you were a power couple nonetheless. You understood each other's gifts and would bring it forward in a huge way. Very, very blessed union on this. Super, super blessed. Bringing in lots of harvest, bringing in lots of change. Traveling in some of the social circles that your parents would have liked you to own or be the star of the show. No, you're traveling more in the skirts of that, more in the outskirts of that going on. Your parents weren't really digging it. It does feel like you had one kid, at least a son, that was going on. Is there anything else going on with the kids? It wasn't easy. You poured a lot of your creativity into your work. It feels like you weren't really super lucky as far as having kids. It was very, very difficult for you. I'm going to look a little bit more. It feels like there was another one that's coming through on this. And it feels like you had one more, but it feels like you had miscarriages also, which that's hard. But that's what it feels like was going on. Okay. All right. Yeah. It does feel like you had another, and it feels like you had one of each. You had a boy, you had a girl. The second one was more fiery, more spoiled. It feels like you had, it feels like maybe three attempts before the older son, and this one's coming through as the younger one. But one of each. It feels like the fiery temperament. It feels like they used to use the word tomboy energy. So the daughter feels like very independent, fiery temperament, not temperament. Feels like you're going your own way. There is something that you want to honor from the past, and there's wisdom in the elders coming through. There's something going on. What's going on with this Hermit card? There was much counsel going on. It feels like when you would, I don't know how to, when you're doing the fittings, there's much counsel going on. There's stuff and information that you're sharing with somebody about independence, about being independent, about going your own way, and about asserting your own thing. And that was a very, very difficult thing, and for some it even still is, but to assert the fact that you can go your own way, you can break away from what tradition is and move in your own direction. This is something that you helped encourage others to do. Some people didn't like it much, but that's okay. You encouraged it anyway. It's the harshness of the role that is set before you that you would buck against. There's the kids. The kids are pretty happy. He's quite a bit older than she is. The oldest is quite a bit older than she is, but they're pretty happy. What else is going on? This particular life that we're seeing, even though it was like not crazy amounts of abundance, you did all right for yourself. We're not seeing crazy amount of struggle in here. There was a certain level of ease. The hardest part of the life that I'm getting that was the pregnancies and the losses that way. When you had the miscarriages, that was really hard. The partnering that you had with your person was spectacular. The partnering that you had with your husband, your person, was absolutely spectacular. On point, spot on. I mean, just perfect of the melding on that one. But the difficulty was you did want a larger family. You did want things to be different. Anything else about the traveling? It feels like the traveling was a little bit frustrating to you. And it feels like as you traveled and would move forward and you would do the different things that you would do, that when you're going in and you're doing all of this, and I don't know that I've shown any of these cards, I'm putting them all down here so you can kind of see the variety. But as you were traveling and doing some of these things, the aggravation was there. There was a little bit of aggravation of having to reset. Anything else? Yeah, the aggravation of having to reset. You think that played into part of what was going on with the miscarriages, because it felt like things weren't rooted. It feels like things weren't grounded. Things weren't secure. That's what's going on with that. There's the older son. The older son that didn't go into the battles. He did something with animals. So you have the husband who's doing a lot of the farm, and it feels like more produce. The son is doing things more to do with animals. The older son, the oldest kid, the son, is doing things more to do with animals. The hopes and how you want things revealed later. It's like you make the promise that you're going to get more later. You're going to do more later. This feels like you promising self that if you can carry through this particular thread, if you can carry the thread, that in the next life you're getting a better deal. And there's something that comes through here. There's a contest going on. What is the contest about? Wow. Okay. Got to be careful with these cards. They're a little bit overheated. I'll show them quick and down. The contest is overheated. There's this is coming up as a woman that is in you feel like you compete against this woman and vying for the husband. It feels like the woman is trying to get the husband's attention. Feels like there was a time where there was a danger of third-party interference going on with that one. And feels like that was something you really struggled with because you weren't sure. You were worn, weary, and tired. Weren't sure. What else is going on with this? There's something... That contest is like you have to return to the stability, return to what it is that you know about who you are. That brought the stability back. What else? It's not in that deck. What else do we need to know about this? Particularly this one. There's something about how you stayed stable and grounded. And who you have as this perfect partner. He wasn't infallible. Somebody did turn his head. It doesn't feel like there was a full-blown affair. It feels like somebody was trying to really, really interfere. And it doesn't feel like the affair went down. It doesn't feel like the affair happened. It feels like it created interference for quite a while. It was head and heart, but not physically acted upon. And that made you feel insecure for a while. Then you just stabilized, got grounded, didn't go into it. You wouldn't go into this competition mode. There it is again. You stayed grounded. You held your own. This is something that's huge. You stayed stable. And this is what won out the day. This is what kind of snapped him out of it so he could see what's going on. Yeah, it's what brought the return. It's what brought the return. You didn't let your grief swallow you up about the kids, and you continued, and you decided that you could handle the traveling, and it was very balanced. And going forward, it was very, very balanced. We've seen these before. They're coming up again. We've seen them before. The grief that you had over the 3 that you lost during that era of time, it feels like that's when there was a crack in the relationship. Although it was a really, really great relationship, it feels like that's where the crack was. After the second child, the girl, after she was born, it feels like things kind of rebalanced, but there was still just this little bit of unease. That's a little bit interesting. And it feels like the tempering of relationship is something you're still learning and rebalancing, really recalibrating. You were the stabilizing force. You were just as much as your husband knew crops and lands and could see in the fields and the dirts and what was coming up. You could see in people's energy around. You could see this. And we come back to the space of joy. It feels like there was something about after a period of 7 years, there was great joy. You've got that. And it feels like the 7th move was the final move. So you did move quite a lot, but the 7th move was the final move. And that's where the joy came in. That's where the story ends, is right there, right there. It's the 7th move that is the final move, the leaning into each other. It feels like you move away from where the interference person was. I don't know. I wouldn't cast her as the other woman, but she was definitely a meddler, a conniver, and she was trying. And it feels like that you guys shifted space to move away from that. Anything else? Yeah. The lesson of that life is definitely to understand, to balance, and to move forward. Temperance and the Chariot came through as those cards, but to balance and move forward. And that's what you did with each other over and over again. It's like that balance factor for you was huge. And when you felt like you were balanced, and whether it was hormones, emotions, suffering different losses, whatever, moving different losses, whatever it was, it's the returning to that balance point that kept you guys in the sweet spot over and over and over. And it feels like this balance thing you are learning to do again, and you get better at it as you move through each life. But that particular one was more happy than full of grief. That particular one was more about helping other people, guiding them through, whether it was the farmers that needed to grow crops or whether it was the style and the signature that came up as very uniquely yours in the work that you did. That's what came through. So that's what I've got. I don't know what the amount of crossover would be on that for you, but there's definitely going to be crossover somewhere in those lessons. And it partly is when you might feel insecure or threatened, that needs to just go, because when you come back to balance, you're fine. So that's kind of an interesting and strange one, but that's what I got for you, honey. So, okay, let me put these cards away, but that's what I got. It's not, that one was like one of the more mellow. Sometimes there's creepy things. Sometimes there's huge drama, and it wasn't huge drama. It wasn't huge. It was enough. The moving itself was enough of the drama, but the stabilizing force that you have and the stabilizing energy that you have within yourself, when you are balanced, everyone around you is balanced, and that will continue on, and that will carry through. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. I like those. Like every once in a while we'll get a past life, and it's like crazy, kind of more scary or something. And that one was just fairly mellow, fairly nice. So, okay, Michelle for a blind. Let's see what we got going on. Just 1 second. Let me get these switched out over here. Michelle for a blind. Ooh, hang on. Okay. Hey, Michelle. Hey. Good to see you. Okay. These are coming in, but these are calling in strong. That's interesting. And then we've got these ones, and I don't know the names of any of these. I think these aren't Endora. These are some kind of witch. And these are like I don't know. I don't know the names of any of these. We're going into the energy anyway. Okay. All right. So what we're seeing come through on the blind so far is soulful harmony. It says compassion, and I'm getting the word openness with this as well. There's something that has opened in your heart, that there's a grieving that has been done, a grieving that has been let go. You know, when we talk about having the cathartic cries and all of that, it leaves your heart more open. The devoted card is coming in, and then hope. So let's see what else is coming in. Iana's here and she's saying, little girl who climbed the stairs, she climbed the stairs, she worked so hard. You know you work so hard to let go of the big pain that hurt. You know you work so hard to forgive somebody that's not a good somebody. Not a good to you somebody. Maybe a good somebody for somebody else. But little girl, you know. The heart they open, you see. Yes, okay. It's like the guy that fall down the stairs. Maybe his karma catch up to him, yes. Angie's daughter knows. Angie's daughter laugh on that. But yes, Yana knows too. And the karma, he come and catch up. You climb. You do the climb. You also know that if you be the angry, if you be the angry one, if you be the angry and the mad one all the time, if you be the angry and the mad, it no good for you. It keep you stuck, so you move forward. It is like a ring the bells, beat the bells on, dance the bells on, all of this. It's like you got the new bells. It's like when you have the bells on the ankle and the bells on the bracelets and the celebration and the dance, is so good for your soul. It's a good time to move. It's very much in the energy of the create, very much in the energy of move forward. It's like a leapfrog. Yes, like a jump. A tambourine girl. Yes. Time out, Yana. What I'm seeing and what she's showing me is this fire that's a big fire, almost like a bonfire, and tambourine girl, like gypsies dancing around the fire, celebrating a birthday or celebrating an event, celebrating a graduation of a sort. Something that's happened for you where you're celebrating and you get to dance with life a little bit more. Because somebody that was kind of schmucky, is what I would say, kind of a jackass, has done wrong, and they're getting their own karma. But you've got to the point where you're broken away. When this person may have hurt your heart, whatever, you've gotten to the point in forgiveness where it's not relevant. You really have let go. It's like you don't wish them any harm, and their karma is their karma. Just whatever it is whatever it is. That's what's coming through. You got the Foxglove energy. I'm going to get through and read these cards. She wants back in. Yana wants to talk a little bit more, but I'm going to read what these are, and then we're going to go Hecate about liminality and transition. That transition's already been made. The Crossroads card comes up there too. The choice was made a long time ago already. Foxglove about energy and ambition and productivity, and then Lavender and Calm. And it is like you're getting both of these coming in. Okay. Oh, okay. They ring the bells, they dance the night, they celebrate, yes. She's right. The Angie, she tells it right. She says the celebration time is there, it is in the now. Then it is like calm, is a happiness in the heart. A happiness is like time to rest, time to take the dance shoes off, time to put tambourine down, time to sit and be like, yes, I love being me. I'm so happy being me. So happy to be me where I am right now. This is you. You are very happy where you are, very happy with the progress. You know how far you did go, how many stairs you did climb, how many places you had to go. Yes, the rocks in bag, okay. If there's rocks in bag, you carry rocks in bag, carry rocks in bag for a long, long time. Then the rocks in the bag, you let go, you dump out, little here, little there. Not so much carry the hurt rocks, the big out to the heart rocks. Don't need to carry so much. Yes, you don't need to carry bag of rocks anymore. You don't dump the bag of rocks on other people's house. Time out, Yana. Okay, what she's trying to say is about carrying baggage. And you're not carrying baggage any further. You're letting go of things that have hurt you, and she's calling those the rocks. It's like carrying a bag of rocks and just dumping your troubles on other people, or carrying your baggage somewhere. It's not a way that you operate anymore. You have shifted out of that, and I don't think people are dumping rocks at your door anymore. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. That's what she's saying. Okay, we're going to go into these and see what else is coming through on the blind for you. Okay, now these are wild. Let me show you what's coming through on these cards for just a second. Let me see if I can get this tip down. We've got the Count. We've got Melancholy, the Seraph, and this feels like all the past. This feels like where you are now, and this is transformational Phoenix energy coming through. Big here. The Fawn, the desire to play, and look, he's even playing these horns. It is what Yana is saying about the dance. And then the Ruby Queen, the one that goes on, that has the ability. She's paid the price. Okay, can we go here for a minute? Yeah, Yana wants in on this one. She wants in bad. Okay, we're going here. Okay. So she's talking about these. Okay. Is the Ruby Queen is the one that, yes, she carried the weapon. Yes, she carried the ability to do the damage. She knows she can do the damage if she need to do the damage. She don't need to do the damage so much anymore. She know how to be fight. She know how to take down. Should she need to take down, she know how. Yet she not taken down. She not taken down because she know. When she know what she know, she's stronger than warrior, any armor, any weapon, any this no. He's stronger than any weapon. He make her walk very tall, dance very, very pretty. Okay, Yana. She's talking about knowing and holding for your own and having confidence for your own space and knowing what it is, and that you know the ways that you can cut people to the quick or cut people down, or you could do more damage. You could be a spiteful shrew if you wanted to be, but you don't have to be because you walk tall now. You've paid a sacrifice. You've paid the price to be walking in the comfortable space that you are, just 100% as you are. And you're doing great at it. And there's something about that that's powerful. It's like you're walking with weapons when you don't need to. Okay. She wants to summarize, so I'm going to let her summarize, and I'm not even going to try to get in the way. She's, listen, if you want to walk with the weapon, you can walk with the big strong club. You can walk with the big polishy shiny armor. You can walk with whatever you feel like you need to walk with. But you don't need to know so much anymore. It's like this. Oh, when you know, you know. When you feel strong and feel the power, you don't go down, I am powerful, I am strong, I am powerful, I am strong. No, you just come in. You just come in and people back the fuck. Yes, they do. They back off. They back off. They go, oh, yes, when you walk in and you walk in your power come into the room big. It is how you know. You must remember this, remember the heart. This is what bring you forward. This is what help you. Is remember the power. You don't need to, oh, shiny. No, you just walk big, okay? You take your time, think, walk big. All right, that's complete. And I'm not translating shit on that one. That's as complete as it gets. It seems like you're in a very good space, good place, and your confidence is huge. That's what Angie would say about her interpretation of that. I think you know the references. Yeah, trying to stay confident and grounded. It feels like, from my take on that, it feels like it's a matter of switching your mindset, and it's quick and it's boom. And it feels like that's what it is. So yeah. So, all right, I'm going to put these over to the side and get a little bit of water, and then we'll see what's going on. So, all right. Maybe one more sip. Hang on. Krista, mini and a pinch. What shadow is blocking your path forward? Let's take a look. Mini and a pinch for Krista. You know what? We're doing the mini first. And we're going to these beautiful cards. The Calendara cards, Krista, is where we're going. There's an energy of lightness coming in. Lucy and Nell are stepping forward. Okay, we'll see what the cards have. So, what shadow is blocking your path forward? I'll show you what we got going on down here. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. What shadow is blocking your path forward? Wow. Do you see? Do you see? Do you see? I know you know me well enough. You've seen my reads often enough. We're going immediately to as above, so below. And you're asking about what shadow. And what's feeling like here is a little bit of the limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs. I'm getting 8 of Swords energy. And it feels like those are stuck in deep. And this is coming through as so below, as above, so below. The self-saboteur is coming in and it's keeping you bound. It's like you need to change what the thought space is. We're going up this way for a minute. Change what the thought space is. Now, in the middle of both of these, what comes up? This. It's this battling and comparison of self with others, this competition energy, and this mock battle that is this 5 of Wands. It's fighting for something without going back to purpose or without going back to what you want to create. There's something that you're carrying and you're battling for. It's almost like having to prove your strength, prove your worth, prove your ability or capacity, whatever, when you don't really need to prove that at all. It feels like you're trying to prove something to self and to others when it's already part of who you are, is already true of you. You don't have to spend the time proving anything to anyone, is what I'm getting. It will let you have some freedom when you start using, and we've got the birds, we got the owl. Okay, noting. We got the wisdom of the owl. We have the wisdom of intuition coming through. We have all of this going on that is huge for you. What has to end is this desire to prove to somebody else. We've got the Ace of Cups, spiritual overflow with the owl and with the cup. There's spiritual overflow going on. You know what you know. It doesn't need to be proven out. You can know the truth just by knowing. And that's just fine. The death and transformation, you guys always know I go to butterfly on this. But the thing, in order to allow the transformation to happen, is the butterfly doesn't hang out with the caterpillars anymore. The butterfly has to be willing to take flight. And there's a big leap of faith. There's a big trust to go into that. To let go of the old belief. To let go of the need to prove self to others. It might be something that you're used to doing. And it's not so much that you need somebody to stamp their approval and say, yay, yay, good job for you. Well done. But it's nice to have a cheering crowd. Everybody likes to have people in their corner. Everybody likes to be cheered on. There's sometimes in our life when we have to take the steps on our own without the crowd cheering. And we think, oh, am I doing it right? We start getting doubts. We start getting insecure about things. And it's this time where you need to do a few steps on your own as your own cheering committee in order to move forward. The need to prove worth because maybe they won't leave if you're valuable. Yeah, you don't have to prove it anymore. You're valuable as is. You're valuable just as you are. And you don't have to prove it to them. Whether they can see, whether somebody outside of us gets to see our beauty or not, whether they get us or understand us or not, isn't on us to keep trying and striving for and striving to do. No, it is what it is. You are beautiful just as you are. Just as you are. Perfection. When babies are born, everybody can easily see, oh, that beautiful baby is so perfect, perfect, perfect. As we, the baby, become older and older, we learn ways to doubt, ways to dismiss, and we have to unlearn some of this. And this is what's going on. It's an unlearning of having to prove your worth. Your worth is there inherently. You are here in the human realm having this beautiful spiritual experience. You don't have to prove your worth or value to anyone. You are unique, distinct, treasured, precious, valued, just as you are. This is huge. The Wheel of Fortune is stepping in and changing something in fate for you, changing in the way you carry. And what we're getting here is as you reclaim and restore and honor this, the burden gets set down a little bit more. Now, that's what's going on this side of these cards. On this side of these cards. What's going on over here? Now, this side of these cards going over here. We have the Wheel of Fortune, strength, and the moon. This is strength and having something that is concealed or hidden that you're having to trust your intuition to discover, to reclaim, to remember. The Empress is coming through with the Knight of Pentacles. There's there is a devotion coming through. Yeah. Hopelessly devoted is running in my head. Mine is not the first heartbroken. And it's going on. Something like that. It's the hopelessly devoted to yourself. rather than to somebody else. This is coming through very, very strong. And this is part of how you set down the burden. This is part of how you move things a little bit differently. This is how you inhabit the energy of the Empress a little bit more. What else is coming through on this? Yeah, there will come a time when the resilience is there. There will come a time when you leave this need to prove behind, and it's like you are on the cusp of this. And this is, you've seen, you've witnessed, you know what you've experienced, you know what you're holding as the sword of truth and integrity, and you know your time is coming. And then again, the devotion of this, the dedication and the devotion to self is coming through over and over. Resounding strength, reinvesting in self, restoring your own strength, courageous acts going forward. Yeah. And courageously holding the boundary, not in a defensive way, but in a way of courage where you are taking the leap of faith and moving forward. This is how you're transforming. This is how you're shifting things in your shadow side, to recognize that you don't have to self-sabotage, but there was a lesson in this. There was a lesson in this that is a reminder that helps you move forward. Anything else? Other deck. Okay, fine. What else in the other deck? Sword of Truth. Yeah, this is what it is. The clarity and the sword of truth that you are beginning to hold and incorporate more and more and more. This is where your power is in your clarity about who you believe yourself to be, not who they told you you were. It's different. The role that you used to play is not the role that you're meant to play. Yes, and standing in it, absolutely, absolutely. That's what I've got. That is huge, huge, huge. Yeah. Okay, Lucy's coming through. What is it? Sometimes there's stillness in standing in the power. It's not a lot of action. It's not a lot of hubbub and activity. It's standing in the power, letting the awkwardness be there and letting the flow come through. Standing in the strength that is you is all you need to do at this time. You don't need to run. You don't need to chase after. You don't need to do more or prove more. You just need to be. Yeah. Like the page that aches for the words in the song. Yeah. Stand in the truth that you are. Let the clarity come through. Put your words to the page. Make the declarations of your own spirit, of your own soul. You know who you are. You haven't forgotten. You're just remembering. Okay, that's what I've got. That's what I've got. And I just got chills all through me on that. Whatever it is that you're writing and in the declaration of, it is potent for you right now. So whatever you are affirming is huge for you right now. It's a very, very gentle energy when Lucy comes through. Very, very gentle. And even if we might call it stern or whatever, is very gentle in the nature. And this is the main thing that she would want to convey, is that when you know something about yourself or you write something about yourself and you declare it on your heart, it becomes truth. It becomes forged on your soul and in your spirit even stronger. That's what's coming through. All right, charms. Yes, she is very warm and open. Okay, so let's see what we got here for charms for you. Wow, okay. We got the spider coming through here. Okay, I'm going to put this down here for a minute and show you what we got. Okay. So we got the spider through here. Whoa, whoa. Hang on. Things just fell. Okay. We're going to let them be. We've got the snakes and spiders. The things that scare you, the fears that have held you back for a while are not going to hold you anymore. Just like the spider weaves a web and can feel things a little more sensitively, and just like the snake sheds its skin, you are shedding an old part and moving forward into something new. This is the time for you to be the spinner and know yourself as the master spinner of the web going on. This is huge, huge. So I'm getting snakes and spiders like chutes and ladders. This is something that you do. You shed something old and you weave the web of something new, and this is what you're creating. These are connections. This is networking. This is something you're doing. Now we have the crown here, and something that is coming through strongly for this is not just the knowing, it's not just the third eye opening, it's also the throat chakra opening. This is speaking your truth with clarity that is going to move you forward. It's going to help you step into a more peaceful place. Here we have the sandals coming in, and I love this. It's declaring your peace, declaring your truth, and walking forward in it in a way that is relaxed, that re-energizes and revitalizes, and it doesn't have to be hurried. Nobody's running any marathon race with these sandals on. This is what you're wearing. You can't walk somebody else's path. Nobody can walk your path, but there is a relaxed energy that comes through when you speak your truth, when you allow this to happen. The wings that are coming through, honoring the spooky and the delightful coming through. You've got the bat and the dragonfly. The bat that is very, very nocturnal, and it might be that you're up late a little bit more. This might be the perfect time where the stillness of the evening allows you to write and be clear about what it is you want to honor in self and carry forward. It might be something that you want to look at doing a little bit more, but this is the clarity of the night being nocturnal. And then the dragonfly, the wings of change are coming through. And this dragonfly is so interesting because if you look close, it almost looks like a key up near the top, and it's just kind of how the charm is designed. But that's where the wisdom is coming in. The change that is being created, that is inevitable, has to happen, and is moving forward. And it's moving forward in a different way. You seeing your shadow, facing your shadow, and moving forward, claiming your power, owning your truth in a way that is soft and moving forward is a gorgeous, gorgeous thing to see happening going for you right now. We've got more wings coming in, more wings coming in, and the key over here. Holy cow. Okay, so here we have bird coming in with wings, and we also have this one. We've got bee coming in with wings. All of these wings, all of this air stuff, it's the truths that you know. This is all a whole lot of air energy coming through. A whole lot of truth that you know, that you declare, that you declare, that you declare. You love the bats. You're getting all kinds of winged creatures. Holy cow, you're getting the winged creatures. And the key is right there. And I don't know if you can see that, but the key is right there. Right there. And that's coming in with the winged creatures. So when you think of things late at night, maybe after 10 o'clock is just when you get the most clear and you want to journal or you want to do your thing. This is what's coming through. And this opens things up for you. The hobo and the fool is coming through here. Now this is the fool and the hobo coming through. The fool, we take the leap of faith, all of that. The hobo energy. Yeah. It's catching the train. Midnight Train to Georgia comes up. With this, the hobo energy, it's catching the train, jumping into this card, jumping into this car, this train car. Midnight Train to Georgia, you need to look at that song, see with those lyrics. But it's like the hobo that would jump into the train and take the ride for as long as they needed to go and then get off when they need to. Very, very interesting. Different kinds of energy coming in through that. And then you have the starfish and the green star. All of this coming in. It's where your heart wants to lead you to that is the most important. The treasure of your heart and really the love that you shower on yourself helps expand love in the world and helps radiate things even bigger. This is what's going on. It's a time to really be in a very sacred energy of taking care of yourself, in a sacred energy of taking what you need from a certain situation, learning what you need, and then moving forward with ease. And this is not a stressed out hobo. It's just the lessons and letting go of certain things, moving forward, and then letting go, moving forward, and then letting go. That's what's coming through on this. And the winged things are coming through great. It helps you shed the old skin to focus on the winged things. So the soul truth that comes through, these are the things that are in your writings. It helps you recall yourself. That's what I got. That's complete. Holy smoly. That's what I got. Okay, let me see if I can pick up what I dropped over here. All right. Good, the lid was on. But yeah. Okay. Okay, let me get some water. And Kim, if you let me know, Lola for a Blind is next. Okay. Yeah, and that, I want to call them thongs, but they don't call them thongs anymore. Flip-flops is what they call them now. But that sandal is just walking a path with ease. It doesn't have to be forced or pushed or anything. Just if something is becoming more difficult, then back up a bit, take a pause, and go back to the point where there's ease. It's not that everything comes easily, but the heart having the ease is what's most important. Okay, for Lola for a Blind. Let's see what's going on for Lola for a Blind. Wow. Guys, I don't even know the last time I got these particular cards out. Okay, if I can get them. Hang on, there's a few more. Okay, so we've got the Roots and Wings here. I don't know the name of this. It's like a steampunk vintagey oracle something. And then we've got Kuan Yin that wants to come through. That is interesting. This is what, I haven't been in these cards in what feels like forever. So, okay, we're going to go in the order they came, and then we'll see what's coming through for Lola. I'm getting imagery, before we even get in here, I'm getting imagery of honey, of honey, of honey. And I'm getting the reference of honey, not so much just as of what it is, but honey days. Honey types of days coming in. Big time, big time, big time. Honey days. It's sweet days that are important to not remember. Not just to remember, but also to create. Okay. Ascending is coming through. Power and prosperity is here. Keep rising through the ranks. You're meant to be in charge. That's coming through. Commitment. Accepting a position that helps you build long-term stability. Now, they're using the wedding bands here, but it doesn't feel like wedding bands. It feels like the commitment energy is more important. And then blooming with ease. Life doesn't need to be hard, so relax and don't worry. It's okay to rest. The honey days, the honey days. Remember those days of flow when it was sweet and it was easy. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that's what's coming through. Now let's see what else is coming through. And this one is new in my collection, and it is so beautiful. Well, son of a gun. Okay. Belonging. And if you guys have seen anything recently with me, you know I did a puzzle that was missing a piece at the end. Sometimes that one fragment that we feel is missing, we got to accept that we've done the best we can do. Whether we find that piece or not, there's a completion that has happened. The task at hand has happened. The lesson and the satisfaction of putting something together to its full completion, whether it looks like that externally or not, it's felt. And that is something we want to grapple with. Sometimes we want a clear completion of a thing. And it's like, once we decide we're complete with it, then it's complete. This is saying finding your true place where you're loved and accepted for who you are. And then this is talking about embrace your truth, accept your true self lovingly and others unconditionally. This is something not only do you do, but you emulate. It's when you are more kind to yourself, it's easy for that to be shared with others, easy for people to understand. And many of us are anchoring love for self and letting that spread out a little bit more. And it's such an important thing to do right now in this era of time when there is so much divided and so much chaos going on. There are those of us that might not be all glitter, rainbows, sprinkles, and unicorns and all of that, but we are holding the space for energetic love to be there to the highest ability we can, stepping into our higher self and offering love and anchoring down. And this is huge. This is saying rooted in the grass, and it's facing challenges with grace, maintaining inner stability and calm amidst change. Just what I said. There is a grace about you when you do this that moves through and extends. This says quiet strength here. Find power in stillness, waiting for that right moment to act. There's no need for you to rush right now. This one is saying there's no need at all to rush, to jump. No rush to judgment, no rush to action, no hurry, no hustle. No, slow it down. If everything looks different this fall, this winter season for you, if everything looks different, that's just fine. If all the traditions look different, the centeredness of who you are is huge. And then hope. Hold on to hope, look forward for the future. You don't have to chase faster, run faster, push harder. That is not the thing for you right now at all. And this is what the cards are looking like here. This is what they're looking like here. So you can kind of see. And then we're going to see what the Kuan Yin has going on. So, okay, 1 second. Okay. Once. Put this here for now. Okay. So here, this is saying drink from the emerald fountain. Now, I haven't been in this guidebook in a while. This deck is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And it's one that if you want to journal with, it's absolutely gorgeous. But it is one that I'm going to do intuitively here. If you wanted to get this and go in and find different aspects of the book, great. I don't love reading from just even the blips on the cards or the blips on the book. Some people love it and they do that, and that's great. This is what we're getting. Drinking from the emerald fountain is going within the heart, going within and remembering the heart, remembering the heart, remembering the heart. That's where the green is. That's where the growth is. That's where love really, really shines. When we're talking emerald, we're talking luxury, we're talking green. If we see emerald green in the forest, everything is lush. If we see emerald even in Oz, we say Emerald City. Everybody thinks everything is lush, lush, lush. The emerald fountain runs through our heart, runs through our veins. This is the thing we love that helps us grow, it helps us shine, helps us sparkle. This is what it is. Then blossoms of the sky dancer. This is the way that movement should be happening for you right now. We've got bloom with grace, and we've got blossoms of the sky dancer, and we've got that honey energy. It's ease. Now, if honey gets like stored for too long, it gets like hard and crystallized and crunchy. There has to be movement and there has to be warmth for honey to really, really flow. This is what's coming through. And then the Empress of the Pearl. Now this one I'm going to try and cover a little bit just cause modesty wise. Empress of the Pearl is talking about how you deal with adversity and understand who you are. Yeah, we could go a little bit of like duckling to swan energy, understanding adversity that way. We could understand adversity in lots of stories, but the Empress of the Pearl is what happens after the grit comes through the oyster, then you get the pearl. And it's not just one or two lessons. If you have a strand of pearls, creating a beautiful necklace, creating a beautiful work of art or piece of art, there's raw pearls and cultured pearls, things like that. There's lessons that the grit refines in its raw and its value and creates something beautiful. Then there's the cultured ones that are more contained. It's the raw pearl that's coming through that's really interesting to me right now. And there's the translucent kind of look to it. When you look at the pearl, and what I'm seeing right now is the pearl that has a little bit of opalescent shimmer, a pearlized look. It's like got the white, but you can also catch it in the light and it will have a little bit of green and gold. It'll have that green and gold coming through and on it. There will be something you will see coming forward that will remind you of this pearl, this pearl, this pearl. This is something that's the Empress of the Pearl. It's the Empress of knowing how you've survived something and how you've moved through it in the past. And it's actually become a very, very valuable, valuable, valuable thing. Give me just a second. Okay. All right. What I'm seeing is a woman that, where is she? The Empress of the Pearl. I'm seeing her go to a safe. She's got the pearl in the box. She's putting it in the box and she's putting it in the safe in the wall. This is something in your history that is special to you, a survivor experience, story, ordeal that is special to you that you put in the safe, that every once in a while in the quiet moments, all on your own, you know. Maybe the whole world doesn't know this about you. Maybe only very few of your even closest friends know something about you. But this is something you survived, you got through, that helped you get stronger, that helped you add more value, helped you become who you are. It's the experience that you survived that drew the beauty out of you because it was forged there in such adversity, in such fire, in such damn difficult days. And you know what it took to create that beauty, and it exudes. It's now part of who you are. So the story, the narrative, the difficulty is in the past. It's in the safe in the wall. And she walks back through this very luxurious kind of place. She's feeling very well cared for, well taken care of, well settled into her own skin in this particular thing. And she very much has incorporated that difficult lesson, that triumph, and surviving that. And it incorporates, it becomes part of who she is. It's not the only thing about her. Okay, going into this part. Daughter of the Phoenix, Princess of the Autumn Harvest, and Spin the Silken Thread Divine. Okay, all right. Daughter of the Phoenix. This is just showing support from the other side about what we just discussed. This is when the phoenix burns the nest down, and this is what allows flight to happen. This is what allows more to happen, is something forged in fire. And for me, when you've gone through the refiner's fire, when you've been forged in fire, you've gotten sharper. You've gotten whatever that lesson is, that's a spiritual growth, true to the bone kind of lesson. This is huge for you. Now, Princess of the Autumn Harvest, it's now time to enjoy this. It's time to enjoy that this is a layer of who you are, what you've added to yourself. It's time to understand that you are Phoenix rising. It's not It's not a snotty thing to understand the beauty that is you right now. And this is something that needs to be remembered and celebrated. There's nothing wrong with celebrating your own beauty and recognizing it and seeing it and walking in it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And then spin the Silk and Divine thread. This feels more task oriented, and I want to get one more out of the Kuan Yin because this feels task oriented to me. Let's take a look. We've got Sisters of the Sun Rising. This is a group you're supposed to be putting together, this belonging. And sometimes if you felt like out on the outside looking in, this is coalescing and putting something together, networking and calling together different elements, different friends, and adding yours, spinning it together, creating the thread. This is something like a weaver would spin the thread through, or whether you're knitting or crocheting, you're using that one thread to build something, to create something. You're using the experience of the past, that who you have been and what you've survived to get through something. So it may be a survivors group. It may be not to do with survivorship at all, but understanding that at a certain time, at a certain age, you just got to walk in a way that is different. Embrace your truth, rooted in grace, all of this coming through in such a way. This is what you are creating and coalescing and bringing together and drawing together. And it's doing it in a very harmonious way. Lucy's in the house again. The dance and the drift, the steps become lighter. When the weight of the world is no longer on your shoulder, you're no longer carrying it, you've set it down. The dance becomes lighter. This is what you're learning. This is how you float. You walk on the air. You walk in beauty. You walk the beauty path. It's a turning, a spinning, and letting fate not just challenge you where it has been in the past, but let fate help float like clouds under the foot of the angels. This is what carries you forward. This is for you to move forward in this way, in this light and delightsome way. Understanding the hardship you've been through isn't meant to be a weight carried anymore. It's meant to be the lesson that you grow from, expand from, that you polish, that shows the luster that is in you, shows the shine that is in you, and allows the divine to radiate. Okay, that's what I've got. That feels very, very complete. That's what I've got for you. To have Lucy's energy in there and to tell you that you're walking on clouds or in the clouds, you're walking the beauty path, walking the beauty way. There is such a graceful beauty that always comes with Lucy when she comes forward. And it's an aspect of yourself that perhaps you undersell, but that is what's coming through. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. The energy that comes through there is just absolutely stunning, gorgeous. You've been through quite a bit, but you aren't going to let it be the only thing that defines you. And that's an amazing thing. Well done. All right, that's what I got on that one. All right, we're going to put these cards to the side and let me get some water. Gloria for a blind. Okay, let me get a little bit of water and we'll see what's next. 1 second. Gloria, you are welcome, Lola. You are so, so welcome. Gloria, I have to give you the warning. Heads up. I am getting called to the Poe deck for part of what's going on for your oracle reading. So I do not know what that's about. That, I don't know if that happens. I don't know when that's happened. But okay, we'll go there. What else are we going to? Okay. Give me a second here. I don't even know what these are. Okay. All right, this is where we're going. I have no idea where this is going to go. This is very, very off-road for you. So we're going to see what Gloria's got in the Poe deck. It probably is not going to read tarot at all. At all. It'll probably read more oracle than ever. Okay. All right. We're getting whose life are you doing the cameo in right now? Where are you starring as a cameo coming up really, really strong? Here's the big masquerade going on, masquerade. And then pizza, pizza, get your hot pizza, whatever it is, juggling, juggling, making the offering. And then the cameo, the cameo, the cameo. It's coming in hugely as whose life are you making the cameo? When people do a cameo role in a TV show or whatever. They come in as the guest star or whatever the specialty. It's the cameo. Whose life are you doing the cameo in? That's an important question, and I don't even know why. It's not that you're not supposed to be doing it. It is to indicate that you don't know whose life you are influencing as much as you are influencing it. We've got shadows, reflection, the story, and the weight of the world. Wow, that's come up a lot today. This shadow energy and the weight of the world, you're not meant to carry their whole story yourself. You're not meant to carry the whole thing. Gloria, this is like the quiet story that's within. You're standing in your own power, standing in your own truth, like we all should do, being the main character in our own life. But sometimes we cross through, the current comes through, we cross through somebody else's story. And this is what's going on. The cameo is calling forward. Now let's see, we have to go back here. This is a wild, wild ride. Ha 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 ha. Okay, all right. It's like, and the dish got away with the spoon, that kind of thing. There's a little bit of nursery rhymes coming through, but it's like running off with the prize. Somebody sees you running off with the prize, and that's just the end of part of the thing, and they want to give chase. Now, what's coming in on that? You're just riding along doing your own thing. You're just riding along like this, as it is, riding along like in the power that you are. You've got some things, you've handled some things, it's moving forward in a way that you think is a good way to proceed. Some people will be like, oh, she got away with something. You didn't get away with nothing. You're just carrying off what you need to carry off. You're pulling off a big adventure. You're pulling off a big thing. It's like, how does she pull it off with such ease? How does she pull it off so easily? And people are wanting to chase. People are wanting to chase. This is telling me whatever it is that is the example that you set for others that you are moving forward with, it is more noticed than you think. And when you do something, even if it's a little act of kindness, a random acts of kindness, the small things, or even if it's reminding someone to do something good for themselves, whatever this is, you are holding it up and carrying it as you move forward in a huge, huge way. And it's causing you to have this light and people to want to chase. Now let's get here. We're going to go to the Marchetti. Such a strange combination. It's a strange brew of a season. Yeah, it's a strange brew. It's a strange brew. It's apple cider or apple juice with orange in it. It's definitely the wassail. It's here we go wassailing. Here we go wassailing. The cider, the energy of the sweet with a little bit of citric in it. This is what's going on. The way you bring a little bit of zing that is hugely noticed and important for you going forward. Then what else do we have? There will be a tempting for you to play small, and you shouldn't. Allow yourself to be a cameo in their story. Play the main character in your own. You're not small just because you have been doing things differently. You're not small if you're only spending a short period of time in a space that you thought you would be spending more time in. It's not small. If you're only in this party for 5 minutes and you're like, I'm out of here, folks. I'm done. I can't handle these people. That's just fine. There is something about resting up that is huge coming in these two cards. The resting is important. And it's what you release. Again, it's what you release. There's a little bit of spice, of zest, of piss and vinegar and feistiness that you release. That's important. It needs to be there more freely. You need to rest and you need to say what you need to say. Have it done. Carry it away how you need to carry it away. It's huge. And then here we have something about creating your own space, creating your own sacred coming in here. We've got the woman spinning the rainbow thread here and the rainbow all around here. It's creating your own sacred coming in here. Anything else? Okay. And Yana is coming in. And as I'm pulling this card, Yana's in the background and she's like, let me talk to her. Let me talk to her. So we're going to just let her in. She's telling me, move over, Angie. So, okay. He's definitely like the fate. He's definitely like the game you play. He's definitely like the game you play. You play the card. You play the machine. You play these things. You set the pace of the fate. You set the pace of the game. You don't even know you set the pace of the game. It's like, oh, put the money in, boom, put the money in, boom, put the money in, boom, ching, 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 and all the money's come out. You don't even know when to push the thing down that the money is coming out. You don't even know the luck, the fate that you change as you move forward, but you are the fate changer. this card is what she wants me to show. It is like, yes, he's like, she is the Madame Fate. She is the Madame Fate. She do not know. It's why. She's the Madame Fate to step in somebody's life here, somebody's life here. She does not know. She step in. It's like change a maker. It's a boom, boom. Change a maker. Make the big change in the other person's life. Touch this, touch that. Other person change. She does not know all the life. All the people come. She just doing her thing. And she the change maker. She spin the thread. Is she the sacred to carry herself? And she make the change maker happen. It's like go forward and boom boom. Go forward. Boom 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 boom. It's bigger for the other. It's a change maker. It's a point of pivot. It's point of pivot. And here we go. She come in and go boom boom. And they're like, oh yes, I go this way. It's big. She's Madame Fate. Okay. What she's giving me is something about the way you influence others acts like a catalyst. You help others in making their decisions, that it's a pivot point in their life. It's a crucial point in their life that you might say a few words or you do something that's a short period of time, but it changes. You act sometimes as a plot twist, a catalyst, not so much the wrecking ball or the tower, but something that reveals the truth that brings it forward, that brings more blessings into their life just by your presence in there. You don't know how many lives you touch. You don't know how often you do this. And it's just by going about your business, by doing what you're doing, that it's creating moments where people reflect and create changes for big reasons. You might not know it for 20 years. You might not know how you influence another, but this is what's coming in. And you go and you play the game of life in a way that is beautiful and true to you. And the more you do it, it's the cameo card and Madame Fate all coming together. I called it cameo. She called it Madame Fate. It's where you are part of the story for a short period of time, and it changes the plot of the story. It changes what unfolds. And it might change how somebody runs their path and the course in their direction for years. So your power of influence is greater than you realize. And that's not to put a trip on you. That's not to trip you out or anything. You just keep being you. But just know that you are affecting positive change more than you realize. And when you look back 3 years ago, 5 years ago, for some reason, odd numbers, odd moments, when you look back, you'll see, yeah, these conversations happened. And then that person kind of went off in a different direction in their life. Da-da. That's what's coming through. This is where you can look back. And you'll know the people that this has happened for. You'll know when you had influence. And sometimes you have to look back and you'll see, yeah, I remember just before they started doing this, we had these big conversations. I remember just before we started doing this, we had gone out and done this one activity. You'll know later down the road, they will come back and tell you. And it's big. It's big. It's the cameo of Madame Fate. It's what you're supposed to be doing, whether you know it or not. It's not so much as a disruption or a disruptor in the force. It's just a role you play in other people's lives more often than you realize is the fate changer. Madame Fate. That's what I got. That's complete. Holy smokes. That was crazy. Crazy. That was great. So, all right. That's what we got on that one. Brenda for a full general. Okay. All right. I am going to switch out this tray and then we'll get some cards for Brenda for a full general. Just 1 second. It's just when this gets full, I can't keep putting the cards aside. So 1 second. Okay. Let me get some water as well. Cards are way over there. You're welcome, Gloria. You are so welcome. All right. Cards are way over here. All right, so we've got the decks, the Practical Tarot, and then it's not the Magical Hours. It's When Women Had Wings Tarot that we'll be using for your reading. So I've got 2 of the Practical Tarot. I don't know if I'll get a third one of these or not. I probably should, but let's see what's going on for Brenda for a full general. We're doing the way of a Celtic cross is what the spread is beneath this. However, these all came out as the center card, so give me a second. A choice is needing to be made that's coming up for you right now. You're on the verge or on the precipice of making a decision, and how you leave your legacy, how you leave your mark is coming up. Now, can you go forward and claim yourself as the Batman? Can you be the one that does this? Whatever you're investing your time, your energy, your resources in, there is fruition coming forward over time. It's not coming forward as fast as you'd like, but keep doing it. The choice that you're making, hold your integrity in this choice. There's something that is really important to you to honor your truth coming forward, and this is all at the center of this, all at the heart of this, and it feels more career type of oriented, project type of oriented than family or romance in that regard. That's what's coming through. Honor what it is. If you are at the crossroads in something where you're making a choice career-wise, allow what it is that you've invested your energy in to be coming a little bit to more fruition before making a quick choice. It doesn't have to be that way. There's nostalgia on here in the Hanged Man. There's something you're taking a pause for that's important right now. There's a willing sacrifice of time that it matters. It feels like the struggle has been really difficult and challenging, and maybe things, whether it's work, money, whatever, has not been what you thought it to be. We've got in the past, we've got the Five of Cups. Maybe you were expecting more, expecting things to not be as difficult as they have been. Don't lose faith. Don't lose heart right now. This is not the time to do this. It will get smoother. You're leaving the rough waters for smooth. Do whatever it is that creates peace. When peace is on the fore of your mind, when peace is at the front of your mind, when you have this as the main thing, you're leaving all the drama. If you're in work and you've got workplace drama, snipe and gripe, just coworker drama, it doesn't have to be carried home with you. It doesn't have to be taken home with you. If you're making the sacrifice right now for your family's behalf, trust that stepping up for this sacrifice is going to bring reward. Now let's see what else is going on with this. What else is needed for peace? Because you're going, like, before we go into the clarifier, you're going from this energy of, oh my gosh, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? To leaving the drama and the baggage behind and getting a better sense of scale, a better perspective of something before you move forward. Okay, what else about this piece? Know your priorities. Know that everybody's not going to be on the same page. This is coming up in the environment around you before you get to the outcome. But know your priorities. That's going to help quite a bit. Whoa, yeah, okay. This is huge. Just hang in there, baby. I know that's not the funnest thing to get in a reading, but hang in there, baby, is what's coming through. The devotion of the heart and the choices that you make. There is something soul contract devotion that is being required of you to utilize, to exercise that devotion right now. The strength and the fortification coming through. This is strength and strengthening. It's the shove from above, the gentle nudge. It's leading the lion. It's all of that settled strength that you have access to when you want it. And it will lead you to the better place. Ten of Cups is coming forward right here. This is the happy ever after energy. This is the happy ever after +1, that kind of thing. The wish card +1 is coming at you when you leave the drama, the chaos, the baggage behind. It's doing what you need to do and knowing the purpose of why you are doing it. It's no longer being confused. It's being clear in what you're doing, knowing when you need to grit your teeth and get through a thing and not. Now what's coming next? The Emperor. Setting up things on your own terms. Going and handling things on your own terms. And even if the daily grind feels a little bit heavy, a little bit much sometimes, it's like, why am I choosing this choice? You actually know. It might be that there is periods where you feel like resenting having so much put on your shoulders, or resenting that you're carrying so much. But you know why you're doing it. When you come back to your purpose, it helps you. It helps shift your perspective. It helps you do what you need to do in order to move through it. Ace of Swords, the clarity on it. Clarity about what? The priorities. And it brings you towards this place where you're keeping calm and carrying on. This is the embodiment of the energy that you will be in. It's moving forward with the truth. When everything else is topsy-turvy, you're keeping the peace. Keep calm and carry on. Allow compassion. Detach from emotional nonsense. You can't make sense out of nonsense, and you can't fix stupid. But you can stay calm amidst the storm or amidst the little bit of chaos and crazy that's going on right now. Now let's see what the women who had wings is saying for you, because this one felt important to grab. Move this up. Okay. Wow, I love this. I love this. This one I should definitely get a second one of. I really need to get a second one of this. It's so gorgeous. We have the Page of Wands coming through here. The desire to explore, the want to create, the need to explore more, to play more, to go party more. The need for curiosity to be satisfied is something that you're feeling. Sometimes it feels like itchy feet. Sometimes it feels like the grass is greener syndrome. But it's also this desire to explore things, explore things, explore things. This is what's coming up. It feels like you don't have to necessarily take on more responsibility, but you have to honor the responsibility that you do carry and honor the need for play also. Then justice is coming in. This is how something is balanced in a beautiful way. There's a karmic lesson in this. When you make such a big sacrifice and it feels like all is lost, but you've got to find peace anyway. It feels like, when is it ever going to be happy and playtime again? That kind of thing. This is huge for you. Karma is trying to balance something out and teach the lesson going forward for you. The Eight of Swords, you're not limited. You're not stuck. It's just sometimes this one feels like it's got a little bit of devil energy in behind this. So what I'm saying here is there's something that's either self-sabotaging or outright lie to self. That sometimes when you buy in, it makes you slower in your progress. That's what it feels like. So don't deceive yourself and feel like you can't do this, you can't do this, you don't have any choice, and you always have to do this, and everybody else has it so easy. It feels like you know when that's a sabotage. You know how to change that patterning and how to operate differently. Seven of Wands, you know how to hold your boundaries. Now, when we have the black wings here, it's almost as if we were to have red wings too. It's like you have made sacrifice, and the darker part of yourself that is shadow that has to buck up and do what they need to do to get rid of the baggage, to get rid of the excess. You might not always feel lighthearted and fluffy angel and tra-la-la-la-la. Not at all. It's very, very high contrast, but you know what it is. You know how to go into the depths of your own soul to carry yourself forward. This is huge. And what comes of this? Same thing as this. You are actually on the path to your own happiness. Sorry, it's this card. The Ten of Cups coming through again. Is the price that you have had to pay to go for your own happiness is something that you are fully aware of. Fully aware of. This is capable of doing this hugely, hugely so. Absolutely. The Ten of Cups is bringing the happiness and the legacy. How do you want to leave your mark? This is the question that you need to ask when this comes through. This is legacy. This is inheritance. This is happy ever after when it's all in the coins. And it's coming through with that 10 of coins energy and the 10 of cups. You have resolved most of the 10 of coins. That's why it's not here, but it's here. This 10 of cups, the happy that you've created by the sacrifice, the happy ever after, the domestic bliss, the moments that are such treasures in the little moments, the sweet moments in the stillness. This is what's coming through huge. Anything else she needs to know? If you need to grit your teeth and do the thing, just remember why you're doing it. If you need to grit your teeth and continue to do the thing, you're setting it up on your own terms. You know this. It's important for you. Yeah, you know it. You've witnessed it. You've observed it. You know why you're doing what you're doing. You know the choice you're making. The Page so often wants to be the knight. And in this one, even the knight really doesn't have his horse right under him. There's momentum that you want, and the timing just isn't quite there yet. And you want it to be there. You're preparing something. Hold your integrity. Hold your position. Hold your ground. What you're creating is stability. What you're loyal to in your heart and your higher goals, what you're loyal to self, is something that's significant. It matters. It's meaningful, and it's what brings this forward. This is how you create the bliss, and it's not an easy thing. It takes strength on your effort to do it, so that's huge. So that's what I've got. That is complete, and that is gorgeous, gorgeous energy. It feels like the emperor energy that you have and the weight of responsibility that you carry sometimes overwhelms you. Don't let it overwhelm you. It feels like things are changing, things are shifting, but sometimes emotional detachment is necessary, and it's absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is the When Women Had Wings deck. Gorgeous. And then this is just called the Practical Tarot. Also quite gorgeous. And it's just telling you, hang in there, hang in there. You aren't off course or off track. You aren't wrong to feel a little pissed off here and there, but just don't let the emotions swamp you. What you're doing as far as the tasks at hand is huge right now. It makes a difference, and it's not wrongly chosen. If you've dedicated a huge amount of time to something for the greater good, for the behalf of the family or whatever it is, it feels like that it matters and it's meaningful, even if you don't always get told that. That's what I've got. That feels complete. All right, let me get some water. We'll see what's next. It looks like Alicia for the blind. Yeah, and just keep your own peace as priority on that one, honey. Keep your own peace on the priority. It will work out. It's going to be okay. And there wasn't a whole lot in there as far as love relationship right now. And it's not that that doesn't matter. It's just, I think you're carrying too much weight on your own shoulders a little bit. And reprieve is all right to have. Okay. All right. And next we have Alicia for the blind. So that's what we're going to go in on next. Okay. 1 second. We're getting there. Okay. All right. Alicia, we've got like the Night Gallery or the Knot Gallery. It's Delusions of the Knot Gallery, the Black Mirror Oracle, and then the Folk Magic Tarot. Oh, Kim is saying strap in, strap in. So yeah, this is the blind. Let's see what's going on. We're going in the order that the decks came out, so let's see what happens. Okay. In these ones, don't worry so much about the words that come through. In this particular reading, it's evoking a feeling more than it's evoking any particular words on any of these decks. It's very different. It feels like we're on the set of something that is kind of like mysterious, dark. Not necessarily ominous, but mysterious and dark. And it feels like it's operating a little bit differently than even they've operated before. So here we go. It feels like going crazy in your own mind, going like on and on and on in these circles of the mind, on and on and on, going crazy in the mind, grieving something that you've carried so long, the grief that you've carried this year. It's been a heavy year. Outwardly, not everybody would know it. Not everybody would see it. Outwardly, not everybody knows why you have been to yourself. Not everybody knows the heartache that you've been carrying this year. It's been heavy, heavy, heavy. The grieving in your own mind. It's time to let the spinning stop. It's time to let the spinning stop and the calm return. It feels like people don't know the toll that's been taken on you, the energy that's been taken. It feels like the people here, the people around you don't know. The higher, the angels, the guides, of course they know. But it feels like you have been walking in the upside down a little bit more, walking through a swamp. Feels like trying to move forward, and it's not even 2 steps forward. It's like each step seems like it takes a year and a half. It's just so long to make any progress. This is a crazy, crazy time. You're answering the call of your own soul. This is your offering that you know that you've offered. You're answering the call of your own soul. You are moving forward quicker than you realize, but it feels like you've been in, like in Stranger Things, they call it the upside down. It feels like you're in Bizarro world. In some ways, there is a Bizarro world going on. It feels like people that you used to enjoy, you no longer enjoy. Feels like people that used to party with, play with, consider friends. It feels like this growth has been very much on your own, and this swirling of the mind needs to slow down. You just need to understand that you're in a different space than you've been before. Again, all of this stuff that's the mental chatter, the things you've outgrown, it is like clawing out of something, clawing off of something. It's breaking something that's a hard shell over you that you've had to pull piece by piece, and it's a painful thing. It's a tricky, tricky time for you, because all of these pieces of soul and of self and this hardened shell that's been exterior, you've just simply outgrown it, but you can't just jump out all at once. you've had to make sacrifice after sacrifice, reckon with yourself over and over and over again. And it feels like this is coming to its end, or it's coming to a place of balance, peace, understanding of self. Yeah, this is what's coming up. All the work that you've done in your own office, in your own mind, in your own crazy chaos, whether it's dreams or meditations or whatever it is that's been in the mind, the mental work that's been done. It's like all these pieces of art that you've done, piece after piece after piece, image after image. It's all this work that you've put in, and you know, and it feels like you're going on to a different era of creation now. Going into this dark mirror now. It's time to put the tools you used in the past down because there's new need ahead. So say that you were into like a hobby of a certain kind. Maybe you were, let's go for cake baker. That's easy. You have all the little piping and the tubes and all the frosting and all the shit that you would have for that kind of thing. And now that you've outgrown all the cake baker energy and all the people that bake cakes with you and blah, 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 say you're going into gardening next. Not a lot of your friends that are doing the baking are going into the gardening. Maybe you're going into vegetable gardening. Something is changing that radically and that dramatically in your mind. And it's like putting piece by piece things away. Piece by piece things settling in different. Vision by vision in your mind going differently. Okay. You know, okay, I do not edit myself on this and I don't sugarcoat these things, but if you're saying move over, Jesus, get off that wood, I need that space, you're in the wrong. You are not here to play martyr in anybody's world. And the people that are around you, that are the ones that are move over, Jesus, I need the wood, they need to bugger off. This is fated to suffer. Nobody needs to be playing martyr around or near you. And this is coming through with a lot of push. And I know that that is an abrupt way of saying what I just said, but it needs to be abrupt. There is no reason to be playing martyr or to be in the company of those that would play martyr. What you've outgrown, you've simply outgrown. It doesn't have to be painful anymore. Set the pain down. You don't need to be doing that, okay? I don't know how to say that plainer. I'm not here to offend, but I'm saying it clear and I'm saying it loud. The martyrdom that has surrounded certain things and certain aspects of your world needs to go, okay? All right, next, today for tomorrow. No, you need to have today for today and not today for tomorrow. You need to be in the present moment more, and this is part of the change that you're experiencing, and you're not doing it the way that it used to be done. You're not playing this game of worry, what if, and I need to make all the right moves and, you know, make all the right connections and do just so just to satisfy somebody else. No, not doing that anymore. This says downcast pride, but it's outgrown. What I'm getting is outgrown self. So this role, this structure, this encasement that was hardened and encased, the role you understood and were assigned, and you're like, can't do it anymore, can't do it anymore, can't do it anymore. This is what's going on. This is breaking free of that. And it's outgrown. Okay, now we're going to go into the Folk Tarot. And tarot won't read tarot in these readings. It reads much more of the imagery. But put it down, you know the one you need. Put it down, you know the one you need. This is talking about a choice that needs to be made, but you know the one you need. It is okay for you to go through something and have a little bit more slice, a little more sharpness to you. Even if other people's don't prefer you to have the sharpness to you. You know what you know and you can't unknow it. You can't unsee it. And you're not going to sugarcoat shit for anybody. It's okay for you to have made the choice and slice the slice that you need to slice. You need to slice and cut whatever it is. So if there is something that doesn't serve, that felt like you were trying to figure out how to make it work, you're done with that. You have to answer your own self. You have to answer your own highest. This is called the calling on this card. And it's one of the words that, yeah, that's good enough word to say what it is. You have to move forward in your own way, in the way that serves you. And you can't be this little, in this shell, in this encased little way anymore. And it's not all frou-frou and butterflies. And you know I love butterflies. But it's like, if you're meant to be out there as the beast that you are, the strength that you are, the power that you are, then don't let other people tell you to play nice. No. And the people that have told you play nice that might be familiar and like, oh, no, you don't want to be in the garden doing that thing. You want to be making the cake. You want to be part of our cake baker club. Whatever it is, those buggers need to they don't know what's right for you. You know what's right for you, and you're absolutely clear on it. Absolutely clear. This is you creating new fortune for self, new spell for self, new words, new power, new wisdom, and new spiritual growth for self. And it comes because you are seeing the contrast. It comes because of the contrast you've seen and how you're comparing it. And it's like the eclipse energy was probably very big for you this year. It's the sun moon energy that shows the contrast, and you know now how to travel by way of the moon, which is by way of the goddess, which is by way of divine feminine. And it doesn't look as nice and foo-foo pretty as other people want divine feminine to necessarily look. When you think of divine feminine, for you, invoke, think of, and remember Hecate and Medusa. That's complete. Holy cow, that's a lot of power, honey. Yeah, that's a lot of juice running through there. And there's no reason to doubt a damn thing on that. Not at all. That was big, forceful, very strong, feminine strong going on there. Big time. That's what I got. Holy cow. Wow. Yeah, that was a heck of a read. Sandy for the year ahead. Yeah, just 1 minute, and I'm happy to do that for you, honey. Just 1 second. All right. Sandy for the year ahead. Let me get some water, honey. Wow, that was... Holy smokes. Holy smokes. That was great. Yeah, it's a lot sometimes. It's like, wow, okay. Okay, Sandy for the year ahead. We are going to go to the deviant moon for you. Yeah, Hecate and Medusa, that resonated so much. Yeah, it all resonated so much. Oh, I bet, because there is definitely pow in your veins right now. A lot of power coming through on that one. Okay, so Sandy, we're going into the Deviant Moon deck. Now, this is the one that my son got me, and I was like, oh, the art on that is very strange, son. I don't know about that. And this was years and years ago. This was probably, maybe 15 years ago. And I was like, huh. Well, when I started using it, I fell in love with it, and now I have 3 of it. So we're going to go into Sandy's year ahead. This is going to be the center cards, and then we'll pull from the duplicates to go the months around and clarify. So let's see what we got for Sandy's year ahead. Okay. So what we're seeing here in the center, we have the 9 of Swords, which is the mini of the Tower to me, but it's where anxiety keeps you up at night. We've got work challenging you. And then we have the 8 of Wands, and it's like something needs to be cut in order to get lined up. So something, there needs to be less is more, less work is more, less effort is more. Sometimes doing more work isn't actually serving you. So there's something coming up in this. Now let's see what's going on here. We're midway through October. We're more than midway through October, but I feel like we should start in October. So that's where we're starting. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Now we're going to get the 3rd deck for clarifiers and go from there. So what we're seeing here in October is the Judgment card. And this is the To Thine Own Self Be True, answering the higher call, listening for the divine call, and answering and rising up to that. And this is what's going on for you for the rest of the month. It's really getting into alignment for what it is that your heart is calling, your soul is calling you towards. This is what's coming up there. This is answering the higher call for the rest of the month and getting more clarity on what it is that actually feeds you, what it is that actually feeds your soul and is substantial. Now in November, let me move these to the side here. Put these for the clarifiers. In November, we're getting the 8 of Cups. It's leaving behind what doesn't serve. If it's not emotionally fulfilling, if it's not satisfying to your heart, to your spirit, to your soul, you've either outgrown it or it's just no longer useful to you. It's no longer useful. There's only so much that you can stand or take or put up with, and then you have to walk away from it. You can only pretend for so long, and then you're moving away from it. So if you're moving in different spaces and places because you're no longer satisfied with this, that's what I would see happening in November. There's going to be something completely different. Page of Swords is coming up here. Page of Swords in this deck has a better eye at seeing things, an enhanced an enhanced view, an enhanced eye, a different lens to look through. And this is what's going to happen. This feels like you've got this higher calling coming up in October. In November, you're walking away from something because you got your eye on a different prize, okay? December moving forward. Oh, it's almost like the 1111, the synchronicity card, the graduation, wedding, birth, all of the starting of new, and this is happening in December. This is a coming together. This is things lining up rightly, how they should. And it's because you've got the new lens that you've looked through. That's all there is to it. December, also, you're having the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. Now, this Hermit is kind of like a scaredy cat hermit, like not wanting to see, but wanting to see. When you see the scary movie and you're like, I don't want to see, you have to see. You have to see, even if it's scary, but it's going to move you forward. It lines you up for something that brings a big reward. The Ace of Pentacles, something really, really rewarding. So what you're doing and how you're approaching 2026 is going to be different than you can even imagine right now. There's things that will be opening up, different things that you want to do. If you could put just all your wishes in a bucket, not necessarily a bucket list, but all your wishes. It would be fun to do this, fun to do this, fun to do this. That's a list worthy of you making. It will be rewarding to do this, 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 and let yourself have the ability to dream or imagine happier things again. It will maybe not be exactly all of these things that you're going to check off the list. No. But having that space where you allow yourself to desire, to dream, to want differently than what you've done before is huge for you. And that's how you enter into the next year doing differently. Now here we've got a repeat on this card. It's less oppressive work and lining up the ducks in a row a little bit better. Even if you cut this down, if it's overgrown, it's overgrown. It's not going to do any more to just grow taller, 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 taller. To make the ambition or the workload heavier, more isn't going to serve. No. But when you reduce what it is, prioritize what's important, cut that by half, line things up, then speed kicks in. Then things move a lot faster. It feels like in January, you're slicing through the bullshit and knowing what the priority is for you to move forward faster. Move towards what it is your heart really wants after all this time, after all. That phrase comes in, after all you've been through, after all that was lost, after all that you're going through. It's a happy ending after all. An unexpected surprise. After all, that phrase just keeps ringing, 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 ringing. After all you've done, after all you can do, that phrase, you're going to see it over and over. It wouldn't be hammering through me so strongly if not. So that's what's coming up. Star comes through in February. This is having dreams, hopes, desires, healing waters, times, and sticking to your true north. So where you have Judgment card way over here in the end of October, in February, you're figuring out the true north and going towards it, and allowing yourself to dream again. This is huge for you. March. Now, this card that we saw in December, for me, is usually the card that comes up in March or means March. But you're getting shades of it in December. In March, what you're seeing here, this is a little bit of a trippy card. This is the card that they have for death and transformation. This is death and rebirth. And it's, you can't go back. The kid can't go back to the days before becoming on the human plane, before human experience, right? Mama's already doing something else. It's death and rebirth. So it's like, you can't feed the wrong thing in your soul. No, you'll have to feed where your soul needs to be fed. You'll have to move towards this transformative energy. You'll have to allow something its end. You can't allow something that wants to go back to small or to a younger, more immature type of a thing. You can't allow that to go back. It's if the toddler wants to be carried all the time and the mama is pregnant, she's going to wear out her back. She's going to be exhausted. She's going to have to let the toddler do some walking sometimes. That has to happen in March. You cannot go back, cannot go back. The heartbreak, the disappointment that comes through this, it's not just third-party betrayal. It's something that it's a heartache, a sadness, a sorrow, a loss that's big. And it needs to be examined and looked at. You cannot go back. And then the tower, something that gets shaken up big time. Now, we saw the mini tower in the Nine of Swords. We saw that before, right here, right in the center of the year. Whatever this is, this curveball, this change, the plot twist, the beautiful disaster. Why I love the tower, because it looks like the world is blown to smithereens, but something more beautiful always comes after this card. Things are going to reset. Expect a reset in the month of March. Something about the way you're doing, something coming to an inevitable end, and the tower. It's like death and the tower. Everything that you thought was going to be a certain way, or a certain structure or institution that's been traditional, is getting reset. The table is getting swept clean, all right? This is huge for you. This is a huge, huge month. March is a reset. Boom, point blank, nothing, no doubt about it. Then here we have in April, the rest that is necessary after this. You're going to need a little bit of hibernation. It's like your cycles and seasons are a little bit screwball, because here we are in the time of fall, and it's the time where we're almost going into hibernation time. Bears go to hibernate, blah, 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 usually about now. That's coming for you when you're resetting, reclaim, restore, renew, recharge, and honoring self and self-care. This is coming for you in April. What comes up next? May, High Priestess. This is huge. Now, the High Priestess lesson and the High Priestess year and a half, it's not an easy year. It's not just all love and light and tra-la-la. It never is. It's like you're going to have to dance with your own shadow a bit. You're going to have to deal with some of your own triggers and stressors if you want to have the High Priestess energy come through, where you get the revelation of your own soul to your soul. You have to bear your soul to yourself. Page of Pentacles, you are ready. You will be ready to study, to seek, to go as the seeker and offer gifts. And a leap of faith is required in a huge, huge way, without turning about, without turning back, without looking backwards, without turning around. You're ready to take the leap. You're ready to trust your own intuition. You're ready to let your soul be bared and move forward in a huge, huge way. This is coming up in May. In June, the wrestle with the self and the choice that you're about to make. This is a significant choice coming up in June. You're leaving tradition behind. There is something that feels like traditional that you are separating from and leaving behind. Now, we have that tower in March where things that were built up, just gone, boom, done, right? And you're leaving it well and truly behind and going your own way, separating intentionally so. And you're not taking it like the sting of rejection. It's not they reject you. No, it's you're just done. You're just done, honey. That's okay. That's what's coming up. That's June. July, we move into a new game, a new creation, and a new way of seeing the world. This is very interesting. We got the 10 of coins here. How you leave your mark is what I say on this card a lot. It's about generational legacy. So the ancestors did this, the ancestors did this, the ancestors did this. It's also about breakthrough. For a lot of us in this generation, how we leave our mark is different than the wounds of the past, different than the wounds of our ancestors. And some of our ancestors are helping give the shove from above, the little bit of nudge that helps move us forward. You are making your mark in a different way, and it's huge for you right now. There will be cooperative efforts towards your line of thinking right here. Your line of thinking is different. The way you see things is different. You're moving forward in a new way in July, and this is huge. It is like that reset that comes through is bigger than you realize. You'll get shades of it, pieces, no more than you can handle, but in a way that it feels like you know you're reinventing something. You know you're reforming and forging something different. That's what's coming up here. Now in August, we see the Ace of Cups. This is something that's the spiritual grail, the overflow, the abundance. This is spiritual growth on steroids. It's fabulous, but it is new. It's opportunity and opportunities for spiritual growth, overflow of love. Huge in this month. What else is going on in August? The breakthrough happens. It is like a breakthrough that definitely creates change. It's like once you know, when you're done, you're done. You're moving forward, and you've got it. It's like huge, huge, huge. When we see this repetition in the cards, that energy from July is lingering in through August, and it couldn't have been said any plainer. How you leave your mark is what matters to you most. Coming up, the love that's overwhelming. We've got the Lovers card here, and it's about following the heart's desire. It's not just about partnership. It's not just about who we choose as lovers or partners in our life. It's what is our heart devoted to. We make a choice about what we commit and devote our heart to. We make a choice about our soul contracts. In September, your soul contract is looking a little bit different. Your devotion, what it is you're dedicated to, what it is that completely you find yourself wrapped around, wrapped up in, and what carries you, embraces you, and honors you. That's what's calling you forward in September. One more. We're back to October where the Judgment card comes in. We're back to the center now. What do we have through here? Perspective has completely shifted. The delay is now over. The partnering is there. The anxiety-riddled old self has been left behind. Okay, I'm going to show you what we got here. The perspective has completely shifted. This doesn't feel like stuck energy anymore. The Hanged Man comes in reverse. Why? Because the way you partner and do love is different. It's an equal offering coming forward. It's huge, huge, huge. This is the step off the nail. Move on, move on. And this one came in upside down. It feels like you are ready to move on, move forward, move on, move forward. Not feel like freaked out and psyched out and staying in a painful space and place anymore. Not playing it small anymore. No, moving on completely. Having that perspective shift is huge because now you're above it and you're looking for peace. You're scouting for what matters to you and you're moving forward. And you're creating new things. You're doing things that brings new teamwork, new harmony, new creative things coming forward. This is the Three of Wands, and it's usually the Santa Fe burger for me. It's when you see them facing the ships that they've seen, the things they've put out, the plans that they've enacted, and the ships are now coming back in. And I call it the Santa Fe burger because it's like when you order the Santa Fe burger at the restaurant, which is my favorite burger, and the restaurant actually brings it to you. Surprise, surprise. And it's like you've got this lesson really, really well understood. You know what you're ordering up. You know what you're calling forward from the universe. And you're knowing how to bring it forward. And you're not figuring out that you need to go to the kitchen and cook it for them. You just know that you've put it out there and it's coming back towards you through all the work that you've done in this year. All of this, it's transformed something. It's changed. And it's why this is so much easier because now it's all aligned and ready to go. The thing that you've done 8 times, 8 times, 8 times, 8 times, 8 times, it's added stability. It's added significance. It's something that's coming second nature to you now and it's moving forward in a different way. That's complete. Holy cow, that was gorgeous. That is the Deviant Moon Tarot, guys, and it is an amazing tarot deck. It really, really is. And I'm really glad my son got it for me. And it is a teeth kicker, truth teller kind of a deck. It doesn't fiddle around much at all. No, 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 it doesn't. Thank you so much. I needed this confirmation. Good. Glad it helps. Glad it helps. Yeah. I love these cards. They're a little bit trippy art, but they are amazing. So that's what we've got going on. I think that was the last read. Kim, was that the last read of the day? I think it was. So we'll see. You just got your first Lenormand. Now, Lenormand reads a little bit different than tarot. It's a trippy kind of thing. It's kind of more literal Larry is what I would say. But yay, yay, yay. I like the Lenormands too. I like them quite a lot. And Yana likes the Lenormands. So you'll have to play with those and let me know what you think of those. So yeah, they're different system and structure than tarot, and Lenormand is different than Kipper, but they're fun. So yay. Good, good, good. All right. I think that's probably it. You get yourself tripped up. Play with them, and trust your intuition. Always trust your intuition above anything else. That's the main tool. The cards, all the cards are just tools. The pendulums, whatever it is that you're using as tools, it's just tools to get cleared through here. So that's, trust yourself. Okay. All right. List is done. Okay, then I'm going to call it a day. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous day. Fingers crossed, maybe Phil and I will be on tomorrow night. Not sure what time. We'll have to see about that. We'll see how it's going. But thank you for being here with me and doing this with me. I love doing this, and I hope you guys have the happiest day. Mwah. Bye, guys. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.